What's going on, family? My name is Courtney Antipus and welcome to Own Your Own. So if you do not know what this is all about, I suggest you stop right now, go back and check out the other videos that we've put out, and then get yourself up to speed. Then you watch this particular one. Then you'll pretty much be in the loop and you'll pick up from here. On this week's video, we're going to talk about my time in what I would consider the capital of music in Africa. Let's go. It's the end of 2012. A lot is happening. Had just come off Afrofest. Was working towards releasing my first project under Fresh Impressions, and things were looking up, I must say. Things were looking really good. I was excited. We were nominated for, I think, Best Gospel Hip Hop at the first ever Zim Hip Hop Awards, which was held at the Seven Arts Theatre in Avondale back then. So we were excited, happy to be there, and that's where I actually released my project, Thoughts of a Prodigal Son. In fact, I didn't release it as like an official release. It was just like we released it on the day, and of course we used that to that event to kind of go around and let people know that we've got this new project out. I remember meeting Loki from, I don't know if you remember the group in SA, Cold Product. It was so weird to me because we were standing outside in the foyer. Loki came through. He was like the celebrity guest, I guess, from SA, who was coming to, like, I guess, add some, credibility to the Zim Hip Hop Awards back then. And so I remember meeting the dude and saying, hey, let's take a picture. And then I was like, Loki, and he was like, hey, nice to meet you. And then he's like, no, Ilse, I know about you. I know Blue Jeans. So it's like, oh, whoa. So, the music that I was doing in my previous era was kind of like moving around. And it was cool just to know that it had spread far and wide. Anyway, fast forward, we did the awards. Of course, I ain't win nothing at that time. Had a booking in Botswana, went to Botswana. There was like a New Year's Eve type thing, crossover vibe that was happening, and I was invited with another homie of mine from Cape Town, who I also linked up with on Afrofest. So see how it's all starting to stitch together when I said you develop relationships when you go on these things. Anyway, so linked up with him, my manager at the time as well. We went up to Botswana, had a good time at this crossover event, performed and all that stuff. Came back to Harare, shot a video for Business, which was one of the songs on the new project which I had just dropped. Then end of January, went up to Zambia and part of this other event as well that was happening there, which was really dope. It was like, I think it was my first time actually being in Zambia as far as I can remember. Maybe I've been there as a kid. I don't recall ever. Again, some of the artists who were there were also the artists who were at the Afrofest gig in Cape Town some months prior to that. Yeah, I was just making these connections and actually going and visiting these places and just getting my little footprint, in all these other places across Africa. Okay, so now we're going to get to the NAIJA part. So there was this tour. The Truth Again was coming down, and he had just released a project as well, and he was doing a couple of cities in Africa. I was to come along for 3 of those places. This was the Nigerian leg, and then there was the Zimbabwean leg, and then there was the South African leg. I was extremely excited to be part of this tour. The only stuff that was playing like on your music stations at the time was like Nigerian music, and it was starting to really like get out there and make an impact, I guess, across Africa. And so I was excited to go because, as somebody who likes to soak up cultures, I'm not one of those type of people that is like, it's my culture and my culture alone. Like, I love diversity. I love difference. I think there's unity in diversity. I don't believe in uniformity. So I just wanted to go and experience what it felt like being in a place where, the eyes of, at that particular time, I won't say the world, but rather the eyes of Africa was all on, like, what is going on in Nigeria? What's the pulse there? What's happening? So hit SA, flew from SA to Nigeria, 7 or so hours, landed in Nigeria, just soaking up everything. I think the first thing that I noticed was just how busy Lagos was. And everyone is just like on the move. The person who was hosting us is this quite massive artist over there. Her name is Bookie. She had like a solid massive hit. She's the one that organized this whole situation for us to all be there. Really extremely grateful for her because, to be honest with you, nobody knew me from a bar. So she was gracious enough to get us on this tour and introduce us to her fan base, if I may say that. Anyway, we're in Nigeria. while we're driving, side note, I actually noticed the Chicken Inn. So, hey, InScore is like a big company. But anyway, it was a Chicken Inn in Nigeria. We get to the hotel, and man, this place was beautiful. It was nice. I'm used to, like, when we go in places, we either staying with people, we staying in lodges and stuff, but like, we stayed in this hotel, which was just sick. So the first day we were there, the whole plan was just to take us around and let us just have a feel of what Lagos is like. And so of course we went around, we ate at this place called The Place. So I remember the bookie was on the phone and she was talking to somebody and they were asking, where are you going? And she's like, I'm going to The Place. And the person was saying where? She's like, no, The Place. Which place? It's like, The Place.
Come to the place, you mean Planet 1? No, come to the place. Which place? The place.
Crazy thing that happens to me. My friend in Zim messages me. I'm reading this in a hotel. He's texting me and he's telling me, you know, you are number one right now. Shift is number one on, I think, the hip hop show that was on one of the radio stations back home. I'm in the capital of music in Africa, and then at the same time, like pretty much the number one place to be if you want to be in music and connect with people. I was there, and then one of my songs was number one on radio at that particular time on the hip hop show. That is context. Yeah, it was just a nice side note thing that happened while I was out there. Anyway, the next day comes, there's a big press conference, the American team is there, we all there, we sitting, and this thing is being shown up on, I don't know, some stations or so. There's reporters from all over that are there, and they're just asking questions, they're asking us questions, they're asking, of course, the main guy who's there, Mr. The Truth, questions about tonight. We're having a show at University of Lagos tonight, and so all of that stuff has been spoken about. Reporters are talking to us, our faces are now being seen on, I don't know what, national TV in Nigeria, and that was really cool. And funny enough, I actually met people later on through the interviews, which is quite cool. But yeah, get to the venue, go backstage, get something to eat because that's going to be a long night. Then the event starts. People are having a gas, people are enjoying the music, people are enjoying the performances and stuff like that there. I mean, now we are at a university, so the crowd is of course getting a little bit like, where's the main act? So what happens is that the way they set it up is we were gonna go and then the main dude was gonna go. They decided, no, we're gonna shift you guys to the end, which was a little weird. Like, how do you have supporting acts go after the main act? But the show goes on. Crowd is live, it's crazy. I think there was about, I don't know how many, but like quite a lot of people that were there. Like, we filled up one wall. It was just a really dope night, and a nice night to connect with people because afterwards, like, I got to speak with people, and what I liked was that, you know, it wasn't just about vibes. Like, there were some people who were like, you know what, I connect with you as a person, I connect with your heart, and I love the fact that you're doing hip hop. So on the third day now, it's video day, so it's kind of chilled in the morning, but in the evening now, things get wild. We drive out to this spot to go shoot a music video, okay? And it's just like an empty warehouse, but we get there, like there's just cars, artists dressed up, there's video girls, it's just crazy. We get there, you know, we're waiting to go and do our thing. Anyway, we go. Truth and Bookie had a song that they had worked on, so they were trying to get this video done, you know, while they're in the same place together. So yeah, if you go on YouTube, you will see I am an extra on this video. Then on the last day, the fourth day, was another, I would say, somewhat chill day. Just woke up, went to church. We were just taken around the city, taken to the island, taken to the beach, and then we headed to the airport to fly back home. Did the Harare show, killed it. Harare killed it. Like, people, like, this is 2013. Hip hop was still like, nah, like not hated on, but like shunned. But people came through and it was crazy. The next day, flew to Johannesburg, did the Johannesburg leg, and then we did the Bloemfontein leg, and then I came home. So what is the take home? What is the lesson I learned from this? Resilience. That's it. A lot of people will wonder or say, like, why are artists in Nigeria where they are? It's because a lot of them have a different kind of work ethic to a lot of other artists, especially, well, a lot of us in Southern Africa, let's put it this way. Guys will grind because they believe in what they are doing. And I saw it firsthand. I saw it with my own eyes. I was with people there and I saw just how hard they work, how much they want it, what they're willing to do to get to where they need to be. It was something that challenged me moving forward. It's like, what am I willing to do and how much am I willing to put into this to make sure that this thing works? I realized that no one is gonna just give it to you. No, you gotta actually go out and make them believe that you are who you say you are. Make them believe. I think that is my biggest take home. Excited time and exciting times forward, because after that, toured with one of my favorite artists at the time, and somebody who I looked up to. I think probably was at the pinnacle of CHH in my opinion, and that was the God Over Money guys, Bizzle and crew. All right, see you guys in the next one. Peace.